question. What is the most degenerate anime/manga you have seen? Could it be High School DxD, Testament of Sister New Devil, or perhaps even Kiss X's? Well, get that uncultured trash out of here cause you haven't seen anything yet. I don't know if it was pure coincidence or perhaps pure destiny, but through the divine intervention known as the YouTube algorithm, I was recommended an anime clip that actually really piqued my interest after watching. Given the premise, granted it wasn't anything new since I had already heard of similar stuff before, but for some reason I really wanted to see what this particular one was about. Maybe it was just because of the very cute waifu. Yes, that's all it took. Anyway, so after finding out the manga it was based on, I delved into a 45 chapter deep rabbit hole as of me recording this video, and after coming out the other side, quite frankly I don't know how to process and unpack everything I had just read. Ladies and gentlemen, in today's video I will be talking about the new anime on the block, called My Life as Inukai-san's Dog. That's the title, that's not actually my life, just to be clear. It's written by the mangaka Ritsuts, who I also found out is an artist of culture, which makes a lot of sense given the content. Also, you may notice that this manga is entirely drawn in the first person, which I guess is for the best cause the perspective shots really let you appreciate the source. Anyway, since the actual synopsis for this manga doesn't explain shit, let me try summarizing instead. The manga begins with a boy named The manga begins with the MC who has mysteriously woken up in the body of a dog and is adopted and eventually taken home by his high school crush named Karen Inukai, having no idea how he ended up in this situation, and since he is pretty much stuck until he can figure out how to transform back, he pretty much gets a front row seat into the personal life of his crush, essentially getting to see a whole new side of her he didn't know existed, since at school, Karen has a reputation of being distant and cold among her peers. Slight spoiler ahead, the MC doesn't stay a dog for long and all the time, thank Christ, and the first person perspective also does make the spicy scenes easier to digest, since he is a human being at the end of the day and we are supposed to be seeing things through the MC's perspective. So because of that I can somewhat give a batshit moments a pass when the cultured stuff is on screen. Anyway, with the help of Karen's friend he decides to use his double life as her pet to help her break out of her shell and traumas, while also attempting to get closer to her. With that being said, I will admit there is a lot to unpack here, and just to be clear, while this manga sure likes to put the eki tag to the test, nothing really ever crosses a line, though it sure does like to come close. I mean, I love my own dogs, but this bitch definitely is tripping sometimes with how she likes to express her love for her pet. Though I will admit she does know how to pick a cool name. Anyway, without giving away major spoilers, I will admit there were a few times where I found myself questioning the absolute lunacy of what I was reading. And because of that I feel the kind of mindset you need to have when reading this is to just throw all logic out the window and enjoy the pretty dumpster fire for what it is, as it burns, as it is really not meant to be taken seriously. There were also many times where I was flabbergasted seeing and reading what was on the page, wondering how this is not on one of those websites. When I wasn't questioning my reading choices, I simply found myself enjoying the fine arts cause. Again, this author really is skilled in how to draw the goods on his anime wafers from the bottom up. Yet despite all the ups and downs and batshit plot, I always continued on to the next chapter eager for more. I wonder if that says anything about me. Even with all the degeneracy I had laid my eyes upon, there were also moments where it could be surprisingly wholesome and sweet at times. This manga was giving me very mixed signals. So at the end of the day, how would I rate this manga? This is a pretty hard one to recommend, since it's not for everyone obviously, but for those who are cultured I give it a 10 out of 10 IGN. From what I have gathered, this manga is a romance, very eki, and a harem, somehow, which already had me sold. Also, as a proud member of the Church of the Holy Bible, this manga feels like it was made for me, since again the author really knows how to draw, and the story was actually pretty interesting with a surprising bit of wholesomeness when you look past all the lunacy and degeneracy, so definitely give it a shot if you're interested. Overall, I admittedly had a lot of fun reading this manga and can't wait for more. That's all I got for today, so please be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Later.